go because I have questions about the Charlie Kirk assassination that I cannot be the only one thinking about this. I can't be. If I'm the only one thinking this, then I'm crazy. Okay? And I know there are a lot of people who really could give a crap about Charlie Kirk. And the questions I have for Donald Trump, Candace Owens, Erica Kirk, Jeffrey Epstein, if he was alive, which I actually think he is. I want to tell off Lady Victoria Harvey, but Matthew Steeples knows her, and I don't want to disrespect Matthew Steeples because him and Sean Atwood did an excellent commentary about some characters, as Matthew would say, in the Epstein story, and the victims are coming out and out and out and telling their stories and stories and stories, and Lex Wessner and Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, what the fuck was that? Those, I think that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party just put on a show. It's like my friend Liam said to me, it's entertainment. They say politics is everything. No, it's all about the money, and it's about the people, the billionaires that back these quote unquote characters that run the world. And Paul Pelviev is running around talking about how our world is on the collapse. And we are on the precipice of World War III, in it already. And the war in Iran, would it have happened if Charlie Kirk was alive? How many people have the president's ear? Joe Rogan. Oh, that's a really interesting piece of news. Coach Colin brought it up today, but I didn't know this about Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan, I found out about, I remember where I was in 9/11, and I remember where I was when I found out about Charlie Kirk. I didn't know who the hell Charlie Kirk was, and I found out about his death on on Joe Rogan interviewing Charlie Sheen. And I tried to do a couple videos about Charlie and Charlie and how different they were. But now, according to Coach Colin, but it's a fact, if you look at Joe Rogan's latest podcast, he said he was out hunting in the woods. But what the fuck is that? Is Joe Rogan a liar too? And Candace Owens is the one who started this movement. Hi, my eyes are really bad. I need to get fitted for my glasses. I am getting glasses. Hello there, John and Fatima. Hi, Fatima. Hello, Kamana. And hello, Fatima again. I know, WTF. So what is going on? You know what I would want to say to Donald Trump? Happy Easter to you. And part of Easter is the truth. There isn't scientific proof of Jesus or Muhammad or God, but it takes faith. And I would rather believe that than not. But sometimes, I do believe Jesus rose from the dead. Now that I believe, because those what are they called? The Romans, the Greek, they were professional killers, like professional assassins. Anyways, I want to talk about Donald Trump. Where were you when Charlie Kirk was shot? And why would Charlie Kirk marry Erica Kirk? You can't fake it that long. I also have questions about that. And I didn't know who he was worth a damn. So I found out who he was. I listened to his old debates and so on and so on and so on. And, but yeah, Donald, where were you? And who's Megyn Kelly anymore? Who has met? I'm from Canada. Thank you for asking, John. Thank you for asking. My eyes are just not good right now, but I really want to know where Trump was, where Melania was. Why is it that when Melania Trump dropped that stupid Prime Video federal government slop piece that was like the biggest pile of excrement that has ever been fallen upon our heads? She starts off the show with Billie Jean. Billie Jean is not my lover. Now, you know what? Sometimes I wish we didn't know about artists because I can't listen to the music anymore, knowing, in my opinion, who he was. Why else would he be standing beside Jeffrey Epstein in the Jeffrey Epstein files? Because they were talking about Andrew's trade envoy scandal coming to fruition eventually, allegedly, apparently. And Wade Robson and James Safechuck were put through the grill. Oh, they're actors. And Taj Jackson came out and they're actors. This was in 2018. No, Taj, your uncle was a PDF. Period. That's why Wade Robson's wife said, I can't even imagine what happened to the other boys. You blame Wade Robson for lying the first time on the stand? Hi, hello, I from India. Nice to meet you. John, again. I just can't believe that. Okay, so that's just one BS story. And do you really think Jeffrey Epstein is dead? I don't. Why are people talking about his suicide or who killed Jeffrey Epstein? Like, it's like Donald Trump. Are we still talking about that Epstein guy? No, Donald. And besides that, we all know that you wanted to drain the swamp, but you didn't realize your pants were going to fall down in the process because you're such a narcissistic malignant. And do you know what? I don't think that anybody tried to assassinate Donald Trump. I believe the same thing. Adityas. I believe the same thing. He's in Israel. He's alive. And you know, Charlie Kirk was not prejudiced against Jewish people. Why do you think Ivana married Jared Kush and transferred to Judaism? Because Israel has so much power. America globally is going to sink. The American economy is going to tank. And Steve Carney is doing everything he can, but I don't know what donors are backing him. You can't trust your own eyes sometimes, but you can trust your gut. Like, I know a podcaster that came out and said, I'll never talk about Erica Kirk. I'll never talk about a grieving widow. And Candace Owens and Lady C, and I love this person, but she doesn't seem to get that when people attack somebody else personally, it's not about the other person, it's about themselves. I'm not attacking Donald Trump. I want to know where he was and what he knows, because who's ahead of the DOJ now? Pam Bondi got fired, right? So who's handling the Tyler Robinson case now? Do you really think he got shot by a gun? Do we really need to watch 3 hours of Baron Coleman to understand that this is so much bigger than us? But Candace Owens is the one who started it. She would not shut up. And people tried to shut her up. She took a week off and people were having, ADITY says here in India, 3 politicians' name came in the files feeling very sad because here in India, my family, as their blind followers. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. You know, it's unbelievable what goes on in this world and wars. You know, what do they accomplish? They accomplish something for the rich. But they make it sound like Americans are going out to die for freedom. And that's where I think the military brainwashes people. But I am not putting down veterans at all. In World War II, yes, that was genocide. But in Iraq, what it Bill Bush, in my opinion, is a war criminal. And so is Ronald Reagan and Lyndon Johnson and the Kennedys. I mean, is there anybody that isn't corrupt in our political system? The question is, all of these issues are systemic. The leaders know the truth, right? But what do we do? What do I do as a citizen, as a human being, as a woman who believes in a higher power? I just can't wrap my head around worshiping a deity. Because if there's a God, he would want us to stop the suffering. And he or she, I believe it's an energy. And I do think Jesus rose to show a miracle of some sort, that there is life after this, and we're here to learn lessons. Or we could be run by aliens in a petri dish. What do I know? But I do know that in order to change, we need to start in the community. It's like, go to the city council meetings, make noise about things that are going on that you don't believe in. Start a grassroots movement about one issue that you have. I've tried on this channel with my leg and the corruption in the Canadian government and the systemic issues in the healthcare system, but nobody gives a damn. But if I told you the amount of money that was wasted on a corrupt surgeon, you would throw up. Probably over $1 million of Canadian tax money. And I've tried. And you know, Virginia Roberts is a fucking hero. Sorry, the F-bomb. You know that song? Did you ever know that you're my hero? She's not everything I wish I could be, because I never would want to go through what she went through. But, you know, if it wasn't for Virginia Giuffre Roberts and Andrew Lowney, hello there. Ma'am, what you think about human rights, NATO, like, I don't believe in institutions. I don't think people should be in jail. I think after Iran, what Trump did, other countries aren't supporting him. I don't support it. It never should have happened. War shouldn't happen. And why is there a war months after Charlie Kirk died? Because Charlie Kirk was in Donald Trump's ear against it, against it, against it, against it. Bihi Netanyahu, I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that both countries were involved. Somebody planted something in his TPUSA. They knew something fucked up was going on, and nobody said anything. Everybody was complicit. You know, that, I think Candace Owens knew from the beginning. Because I remember the first piece that Candace Owens showed of Erica Kirk was just the piece. Hi there. Hello. I can't see your name, but it's a green icon that says M. Thank you. Her I remember when Candace Owens came out, she showed a little clip of Erica Kirk, and it said, she just showed the part about the Lord unleashing. And Candace Owens, I remember watching her, and her hair was slicked back that day, y'all. And if you want to know who the Candace Owens whisperer is, it's Coach Colin. And Lady Victoria Harvey, she needs to be taken to the woodshed by Maureen Callahan, 100%. What else do I think? Oh, I think that Donald Trump knows exactly who killed Charlie Kirk and probably set it up himself. And yeah, oh, he's a pig. He really is a flying pig. And why is Bill Maher accepting an award from a killer, literally? In my opinion, allegedly, apparently, allegedly. First, I want to say that I have nothing to gain by speaking my own truth. In the bottom of this roof, I'll try again and again to tell the truth, and then we'll see what happens to my channel. Will it grow or die? Who knows? Yeah. Anyways, yeah, Donald, where were you? And Joe Rogan, what is up with you, buddy? I found out about Charlie Kirk's death on the Joe Rogan show while he was interviewing Charlie Sheen. And then I watched Coach Colin today. And apparently, Joe Rogan said he was hunting. Was that pre-recorded? Very interesting. Very interesting indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's it. That's all. Had fun, had a ball. It was good while it lasted. But I'm not past it. Yes, we will meet and I'll have a new greet. I wish you a good Easter and I'll see you all again. Yeah. Okay. Bye, everybody. Happy Easter to all, and to all a good night.